Hello, everyone. I do, I've already made my Republican versus worst Democratic ticket video like a few minutes ago. So if you haven't seen that yet, go watch it because I have no friends. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing the I have no friends card, but long enough to guilt trip you guys into watching my videos. I'm just saying, wouldn't hold it past me. Okay, so that much isn't important. Okay, so in this video, it's worst Democrat Republican versus best Democrat. So I'm getting a little hate for this, but we take a look at the Kalshi betting odds. Interesting. People actually think Trump's gonna take back the Panama Canal. Whoop. I need to see this. I need to see this. Liz Anthony Bobman. So funny. Who's betting on this? He part of himself. That'd be funny if he did. If you take a look at Democratic nominees, we see that both Fetterman and Warnock have a 5% chance of being the nominee. I think this is the best ticket, and this is why. So Newsom, very bad candidate. Shapiro probably alienated a lot of Jewish people in Michigan. AOC, too progressive. Michelle Obama, too tied. Pete Buttigieg would probably lose a bunch of the Christian vote, honestly. Wes Moore, relatively unknown. Kamala Harris, well, we just saw. Gretchen Whitmer, her COVID policy. So we have John Fetterman and Raphael Warnock. So these two candidates would be very good because they're both from swing states. And we see 35 electoral votes from there and regional proximity. If if Josh Fetterman just wins Pennsylvania and Raphael Warnock wins Georgia, Republicans have basically been cut from their three-state 270 to win strategy. Can't implement that anymore. That is how they actually won the election. Even though they got a seven-state sweep, the first three states to call being called were North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. So reason I know I technically in the last video I said that I'm only going to do candidates that have put their intentions for running. We take a look at these candidates. We have JD Vance. He's not the worst. Vivek, he has some questionable statements, but overall, he's not a bad candidate, as bad as some of the others. It's not as bad as Gavin Newsom, for example. DeSantis, Trump Jr., Haley. Okay, she's a bad candidate. Rubio, Youngkin, RFK Jr. Okay. Apart from like Josh, Hawley, Nikki Haley would still do decent, though. She wouldn't lose in a landslide. We see that there are really only these two candidates left. Marjorie Taylor Greene could eye a run in 2028 if, let's just say, under the scenario, let's just say the Trump administration is very unpopular and JD Vance does not decide to run, nor does, and just Trump's administration is very unpopular. They fail to buy areas, inflation goes up, the economy is even worse. Let's just pretend that's what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna, yeah, I can't time travel, can I? Okay, enough with the chit chat. Let's just get on with the video. Okay, so for Josh, I say okay too much. So for Josh Fetterman and Raphael Warnock, safe states, I think Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado, New Mexico, Hawaii, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. I want to put New Jersey in the safe column. Sure, I'll put New Jersey in the safe column. New York, Illinois. Stop filling up real quick. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine's first congressional district, and the District of Columbia. Do I want to add DC? No, I don't want to add Maine. Sure. No. Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm gonna add Maine second congressional for no Maine at large. I think could see it, and then just I think Nebraska second could honestly be a safe state for the Democrats. Democrats have definitely not tapped out their potential. Douglas County was a 10-point margin. Let's get a 20-point margin, and let's just get this up to 60,000 people. And then Sarpy County, these two counties together, Lancaster, you never know. I think it could be a safe margin. I'm probably overestimating how bipartisan this country is, but you know what? It's fine. Just Mitch McConnell's very, very unpopular. Congress itself is very unpopular. John Fetterman and Raphael Warnock, very popular. John Fetterman, we see him in Mar-a-Lago. We see him with Donald Trump and Raphael Warnock, relatively no scandals to his name. So that's, and then I also want to add the state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire always votes against Republicans. We can take a look, just pull up the election shuffler. We can pull up the election shuffler and we can actually see how much it would take for a safe margin in New Hampshire, as New Hampshire always votes against incumbents and so regional proximity. Pennsylvania is closer to New Hampshire than Georgia and Kentucky are. And also, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mitch McConnell are such unlikable candidates. Even if they don't, they're not going to get nominated, first of all. I'd be surprised if they did. But they are such unlikable candidates that we're just going to put all these. Let's just say they all shift. So Biden won all these places. We could see, let's just go with the 10-point shift of the Democrats. What would happen? So not even adjusting rural margins are already a 14-point margin. And then we see areas like, let's just adjust these regions. We take, it's just, that was a little bit much. It's fine. There we go. That evens it out, surely. Surely that evens it out. And we see here, does this even adjust? Okay. And yeah, overall safe margin here. I think to talk about Colorado. New Mexico's interesting because we're probably going to see Latino and Hispanic reversions back to the Democrats in the cycle. Economy is going to be even worse. And John Fetterman and Raphael Warnock are still very, very popular senators. And irony is they're both up in 2028, so that is surrendering to seats. But if it's a Democratic year, Democrat candidates can probably do really good in the state. And so let's start with Mitch McConnell and Marjorie Taylor Greene safe states. Idaho, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Nebraska is third. Oklahoma, Arkansas. Do I want to put Louisiana in the safe column? Is the first question. Yeah. Put Alabama in the safe column. Tennessee, Kentucky. Oh, wait, do I want to put Kentucky in the safe column? Sure. West Virginia. So 59 electoral votes in the safe column. We see these states are 20-point or more margins for Donald Trump in 2020. I think we could see an Obama 2008 level margin of victory. And remember, I talked about this in a previous video, the video I made yesterday. Um, every election cycle, the trend that states flipped, Democrats did not win the last election. So Democrats have decent chances to flip states. So if this scenario does happen, they'll probably flip at least one state. And then we take a look at likely states. We see Nevada, Arizona, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Um, really, do I see any other? Oh, Georgia and then North Carolina. These states. Let's just deal with let's just say demographic shifter. Okay, let's just take a look in Georgia. We take a look. African American turnout has been, let's just say, increased a little bit. I could honestly see this just go down even further. We see Kamala Harris is better in the state. White college graduates somehow still back Donald Trump. I think we see huge, huge reversions in support. So we see currently is a likely margin. And then we see likely Democrat states, Nevada, 319. So Democrats have already got their 319 firewall. Montana, Idaho, no, not Iowa. Actually, I'm gonna take Iowa out. Nebraska's first. Kansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina, Indiana, and Nebraska at large. Nothing really much to talk about there. And all this is where I'm gonna get so much hate. Lean Republican states, lean Democratic states. This is this is really, really hard, but especially given the margins in these states. Pull up the election shuffler. We gotta pull up the election shuffler. First of all, even if the Rio Grande stays Republican, the suburbs are definitely trending away from the Democrats. Let's just say all these counties, like this general area, I think it shifts 5 more points towards the Democrats, which Republican margins have decreased. And then we take a look at all the rural areas Trump did very good in. And we take a look. Ugh, I think Texas is going to be tilt. Alaska is going to be tilt. Florida is going to be tilt. Maine's, actually, I'm going to keep Republicans nearly win Maine's first. Oh, oh God. I think this is what I think the map's going to look like. Alaska hates Republicans like they hate far left or far right Republicans. We saw in the 2022 race, maybe not hate is not this right word, but Alaska's a very independent, moderate state. I could see it flip towards the Democrats. We're seeing the cities trend towards the Democrats. And then we see in Ohio, oh God, the white working class, Donald Trump, that was his area. Will Mitch McConnell on the top of the ticket. Mitch McConnell on the top of the ticket. He has regional proximity. People do not like him. We're probably going to see shifts in Hamilton. All Republicans just need to do is shift Hamilton. Let's just say areas around Lucas, Medina, Cuyahoga, Summit, Lorraine, Franklin, Athens, Montgomery. Let's just shift that to 8 points. What does that do? R+4 margin. And we see the rural areas are definitely going to shift more towards Republicans. Same diff in Iowa, but less in Iowa. We do Iowa, you have ancestral Democrats. You have Meeks' seats. You have 2018 Reynolds. We have Democrats who you have Democrat. You honestly have Democrats in that state. People overestimate how red it is. If we can't say Lexus because of 2020, we can't say completely blue states now. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, guys. I'm really sorry. I might not even post this, but it probably still will. Florida. Oh, Democrats don't own a single statewide position in Florida. However, regional proximity, the black vote, maybe that'll have an impact. Mitch McConnell's just very, very unpopular nationwide. And then I think a lot of people in Florida, the Hispanic vote's a huge population in Florida. I think we're going to see huge aversions away. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you guys for watching my video. Bye. I'm ending it now.